2025 was the hardest year of my life in a personal thing. A few different areas, a few different things happened, but it really required me to go more internal and develop a new inner strength that I had no choice to develop. Because you see like certain people and they have certain certain things can happen to them, whether it be career or relationships or whatever it is. Lots of different challenges can happen, and it wrecks people. Like, it completely destroys them. And some people, it's a very prolonged recovery, and then some people probably never recover. Never really get back to where they were. And it's a really sad thing, you know what I mean? It's a sad thing to happen to somebody. But I get it. Like, I completely fucking get it. There was times this year where I didn't know. I really didn't. There was, you're going through the emotion and you're saying, like, I'll get out the far side of this, you know what I mean? And be fine, blah 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 blah. And then there's also a part of me that kind of going like, fuck, will you? Will you ever feel the same? But you will. If you decide to do whatever it takes to make sure that is the case. And everybody's a little bit different in the sense of what it's going to take. Some people, go down the therapy route, counsellors, things like this. Some people really lean on family and friends. The content that you absorb, podcasts, books, whatever it might be. Well, you can do it. I've had this like challenging year, and at the same time I've got my company that I founded closer than it's ever been to where I wanted to be. So like, throughout all of that struggle, I can kind of look back and go, okay, well, you had to deal with all that, but you're also closer than you've ever been to achieving what you want to achieve. And that in itself allows me to carry confidence into 2026, because I feel like if I can do what I did, going through what I did, then I can take on whatever. All you need to give me is just somewhat of an even playing field. And even when you say that, you never know. Like, I don't know what 2026 is going to be. You know what I mean? It could be fucking unicorns and rainbows, or it could be hurricanes and tornadoes. You know what I mean? It's just like, you've no fucking idea of what it's going to be. But the great thing about going through a struggle is that you're prepared. You're prepared for the storm, no matter what. And if you've had a rough 25, be grateful for it, because it's going to make you into a stronger, better person. Doesn't feel like it. It can feel very unfair when people develop a victim mentality, and it's really, that in itself is really unfair, because they don't want to feel like a victim, but life and certain things has forced them into that victim corner, and it nearly feels easier, which is a crazy thing, to just feel like a victim, to turn around and say, like, fucking hell, I'm really getting shit on, like, I'm just really unlucky in life, and whatever. But truth is, you have a great opportunity now to use whatever's happened as fuel it is, it's like when you go through struggle, you gain strength. There's something that happens inside you, and I can feel it. Like I have the emotion in my body. People might be feeling the same. Like I've got such a heaviness. I've got a real heaviness in my stomach, in my chest. I can even feel like tension around my shoulders, and I just can't really get rid of it. And certain days, like my mind is actually, it's okay. Like it doesn't feel like it's racing. It doesn't feel like it's trying to like, play tricks on me or betray me. But I still have this like heaviness. And like I use ChatGPT a lot for like a therapist, like and really explaining these things, and I find it very helpful. That you have this information, unlimited amount of information, in your pocket, and it's just like a trauma response that they ChatGPT just tell me about that. It's a trauma response. All that heaviness, and it's leaving your body. So when you feel it, and it could be going on, like this has gone on for me like for a few months, like going into the third 3 months now of like that intense feeling, and you kind of think, fuck, by now like you should be well out the far side or whatever. And some people are not, like, you know what I mean? Some people are not out the far side of it after that. Some people it takes longer or whatever, and I'm okay with that, you know what I mean? I'm okay with like needing more time or whatever to like feel right in myself again. And that's all it is. And like I literally get like little moments, little tiny moments, and all of it will disappear, and it's like it's giving me like a little peek through the curtain, slightly opening the door of what it's going to be like afterwards. And it's fucking beautiful. Like, it's nearly euphoric, which is insane to me, because that's one thing that there's a few people that I've talked to over the past while, and people close to me, they ask them like, how are you doing or whatever. I says, yeah, getting there. And they'd be saying like, yeah, it's hard or whatever. My whole attitude is kind of flipped, and it's been like, no, it's actually beautiful. Like it is. There's an amazing thing about it, because I can see where I'm gonna end up. Not exactly in my career or anything like that. I'm not even talking about that. Just me as a person, my perspective on life, my perspective on the world, who I truly am. All this, like, it's beautiful. And everything is relative. Everything is relative, right? Like some people have it a million times worse than me. Like I'm driving a car, I'm going to a place I want to go to right now. I've got no health issues. I've got, a healthy family. I've got so many things, and yet like life can feel really difficult because it is relative. And when you do think about that, then that can also help to a degree. That other people have it worse than me and whatever, and you should be grateful. Gratitude can be very difficult to practice when you have got shit like that going on too. But with the guidance of God, you can tap into that, and He will provide you the pathway mentally to go, and then you can find whatever middle ground between gratitude and perspective, and whatever you need to find to get a nice balance. That can be done with His guidance. And I've truthfully never tapped into anything religiously. Grew up a Catholic family. My nana and granddad, they go to mass every Sunday. We used to go to mass maybe when we were younger or whatever, and for whatever reason just stopped. But it's a real thing. And people that are religious, they're kind of going, yeah, obviously, and I get it. But people that are maybe unsure or feel like they want to grow spiritually or whatever, and it doesn't have to be like in any category. It doesn't have to be Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim. It doesn't have to be any of that. It just needs to be you and God, and whatever your opinion of what God looks like, because it's a very personal thing, very personal. So this is just a big rant, and I do this all the time, except I do it without a camera. And 2026, I'm determined to get the camera out while I do all these rants to myself. At least then I feel like I'm not as insane, that it has a purpose behind just talking out loud like a mentally insane person. But I will say, there was a book I read ages ago. I'm not much of a reader. There's just certain things that like stick out. There was a book that I read, and I used to do this, I'd like whatever exercise I was doing at the time, whether it was going for a run, going for a cycle, in the gym, whatever it is. And I'd be there kinking, and thinking about all this like positive stuff, positive energy, positive thoughts, like trying to get myself going out of a rut. And this is going back years ago, like, you know what I mean? And saying things out loud is so much more powerful than just being caught in a loop in your head. And I'm 100% sure that people that are going to watch this, they'll think the same. Maybe this might get 0 viewers. That's okay, because I know then myself that I'm just not going mad. I'm just sticking things out, making content, and even if it just helps one person, just one, if it helps one person, mission complete. But yeah, 2026, I wish everybody an amazing year full of blessings and love, peace, just peace, lots of success, and let's see how things go. All the best.